Real Animals Fishing Show is presented by Yellowfin Yachts. Hey gang, today Billy and I are fishing upper Tampa Bay. We're with our good friend Capt.Lee Blick. The fishing's been hot, the weather's fantastic. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial, it's gonna be off the hook. All along the upper part of Tampa Bay here, north of the Courtney Campbell Causeway, which is Highway 60, there's a lot of creeks, a lot of oyster bar lined mangrove creeks, pretty deep water, 8, 9, 10 feet in a lot of these spots. And in the wintertime, in the late fall and the wintertime, a lot of fish push up in these creeks looking for refuge from the cold weather. Haven't really had a lot of cold weather, but the fishing's still been pretty good up here. So it's supposed to be 81 degrees today, but Captain Lee's been catching quite a few fish up here, some trout, some redfish, maybe a snook or two. So we thought we'd come up here. Pretty soon we're going to be on a real low tide, which is going to concentrate the fish a little bit, and so the bites should kind of get better as our morning goes along.
Lee's got a fish, look at that. Woohoo, get him, Lieber.
Sitting on the backside of that oyster bar.
Yep,
huh?
That's where every bump I've got has been right there where you're at, Billy.
That's why I went there, brother.
Right there.
Nice trout, bro. Now, Lee, you got us fishing this oyster bar now. You can see where the tide's rolling across it. Is it like a little hole back
Yeah,
down
there's a
behind
little
it?
trough that comes from the backside of it. There's a hole all in his backside. Now stack up behind it.
Right. And they'll just wait for that food to
Wait
come
for that
to them
flow,
in that
exactly.
eddy, huh?
That's what we're gonna plan on doing, is working that oyster bar right on out.
Right.
And
Oh, you did it again.
little trout.
That's a nice trout, bro. And I always say, Michael gets tired of me saying it, but you know what, Lee? That's the prettiest fish that swims on the inshore waters, or in the inshore waters. What a lot of times happens is you'll have dolphins come in, and they're coming in here to feed on the fish that we're trying to catch. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll make the dolphin will make the fish just kind of go down and hang at the bottom like I'm a rock, I'm nothing to eat. But then again, on the other hand, I have seen it sometimes when they come in and they get the fish moving around, and after they leave, the fish will really start feeding. So sometimes it works good, sometimes it's bad. It just depends on what mode the dolphin are in. The ones we saw this morning were definitely feeding, so I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what kind of effect it has on our little fishing hole here. How deep's the water over there, Lee? You're not supposed to outfish the what, Mike? Host?
He's using that secret weapon up here.
He's putting on a clinic. He's like, that's two boys.
Mirror lure, 52M. That's a good bait up here. Good bait up here.
Nice fish, Lee.
Wait for the big ones to move in.
There, I got a feeling they may be laying over there, but then again, you know, like fish or fish of like size, they'll tend to hang together. But that first one you got was a nice fish,
Yeah.
bro. Lee got on a roll there. I thought he'd have the show done in another 10 minutes. He keeps up like it is. Closed captioning brought to you by Gator Ford.
Fished here a lot when I first started fishing salt water.
That's pretty much where you cut your teeth at, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I had a really good friend who was guiding up on this end and kind of showed me the ropes up here a little bit. I've never really guided up here a whole bunch because it's a little tricky with all these creeks. It's real skinny. Almost this whole end of the bay is very shallow. You really got to know your way around these little cuts through the flats to get in these creek mouths safely. It's definitely not a place to come buzzing around on low tide if you really don't know where you're going. If you don't fish it all the time, not a great plan, but it's really a beautiful part of the bay and it can be super fishy. A lot of big snook and redfish, and the mullet schools are usually plentiful. A lot of oyster bars and there's some residential canals. I mean, just a great variety to fish up in this part of the bay. Oh, the old stick shad.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so Lee getting it on that, and I'm like, this will kind of mimic.
Yeah.
So Lee's saying we'll let that jerk bait just kind of drop down in there a little bit and puts off a little more vibration, see if we can get that. And that was that. Got that gold and black back. I really like that discolor water, you know.
Yeah, it is a little tannic up here. You're getting a lot of, although we haven't had rain in probably a month, the water still is a little tannic right here on this outgoing tide.
He kind of stirs it up a little bit, coming across all those sandbars and stuff in the back. Fish on! Lee got him. Get him, Lee. Yeah, there's your trout, baby. Get out of your way, pal. Man, he got a mouthful of trouble, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
You got him, buddy? Good job, Lee. Lee is flat whooping up on me and Mike this
Might
morning.
find him up here.
Do what?
Might find him. You find them stacked up. They'll stay in one area.
Yeah, I got hit and mine came unbuttoned and Lee stuck his, so maybe they're stacked up over here. That was pretty nice. Oh, Lee's got another one. You are putting on a clinic, son. You know you're not supposed to outfish the host, right?
Yeah, you can borrow my rod?
Yeah, trade me. No, I'm just kiss my rear.
Yeah, exactly. And then porpoises come out at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. They'll just move them down a little bit, or they need to slide up. I can't quite get the distance. There we go. I'll just let it drift down the creek a little bit. How about that?
This is extreme caution when you grab them.
Oh, you think?
You think? 9 hooks smacking around.
How is it that I can't even tie one of those on without getting stuck 10 ways from Sunday, and these fish will grab it, run, drag, and spit it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how are they able to do that? There he is, fish on. Oh, that's a little better fish. Seeing how I hadn't caught one yet. That's better than the nothing fish.
Oh, I got one too.
All right, Lee, you have got us on the hole, baby.
So I find out whether we're stacked up just in time for the porpoises.
I came undone.
Just came unhooked.
Yep. I didn't want to take your...
You didn't want to steal my thunder?
No.
Mike,
That's a mackerel. No, ladyfish.
oh, I got it.
Ladyfish.
Oh,
Whoa. Good save.
I'm still thunderless.
Oh, the porpoise.
Catch another one, Lee. I'll tell you what, this little stick bait, I like this.
Yeah, it's a nice bait.
I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just the flash on it and it wobbles like that. It's just
Strike King stick
the action
shad.
is just awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be a snook getter right there, though.
Oh, bro, you think? Well, you know, I mean, a lot of the old timers this time of year, what they would do is they would actually take those lures and let them out behind their boat and troll these residential canals, especially when it gets cold and the fish move up in there. And just, you'd see them with old, like the little 9.9 and the John boat, you know, just cruising along and catch the snot out of these fish.
So we,
and that's a good way to use that bait.
Creek,
yeah.
Rattle traps.
Rattle trap, there you go.
In today's Real Animals Tackle Box, Billy and I are using 7 and 7-foot 6-inch medium action Quantum Cabo PTS spinning rods, also Quantum Cabo PTS 30 spinning reels with 10-pound braided line and 25-pound fluorocarbon leader. We're using Strike King Rage Tail Shrimp and Strike King KVD Swimmin' Caffeine Shads in watermelon and white, also the Strike King KVD Sexy Dog Top Water in chrome. Real Animals Tackle Box is brought to you by Quantum, the real choice for the real animals, and Strike King, #1 in fishing lures. Well, so far, Billy and I have been watching Lee catch fish.
Lee's like, that's the plan, baby.
That's how our morning's going so far.
Lee is putting on a clinic.
We had some technical difficulties with our trolling motor, so we're just kind of drifting this edge, trying to find these trout kind of concentrated. Lee's picked up a couple here and there. I'm still throwing a jig, and Billy has switched to a Strike King stick shad in gold and black, and he's been getting some bumps, so it might be time to switch.
Get him, Lee.
Little trout. It is the target species, though.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
not talking to you. Catching all the fish. I'm glad he came along, though.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing we got Lee.
They are a pretty, pretty, pretty fish. Now, Lee, we're throwing artificials this morning, but you ever use live bait up here, like with kids or something?
Oh, all the time. I mean, we brought some shrimp with us, you know, probably live bait, you know,
right.
artificial.
Just like
throw
to kind
some
of
live
mix it
bait.
up. I tell you, I'd much rather throw the artificials, though.
Well, you know, it's.
The way things are going, Billy and I might have to use shrimp under a popping cork.
Dude, I'm wanting a cane pole.
I don't like. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't like putting artificial in my clients' hands.
Dude.
I always use live bait with them. It's a lot less hookage
a
going on.
A little easier than 9. Dodging one hook's better than 9.
Nine
right?
hooks, exactly. I figure with you guys, at least we got at least halfway enough experience. I know we ain't gonna get hooked by throwing artificials, you know. But
I don't know. Anderson whacked me pretty good.
That's what
a couple days ago. He swears it was an accident. I'm not so sure.
It was an accident, Billy. Sure.
I think he had something in his eye when he was telling me about it, because his eye was going like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
As that tide was rolling out across the oyster bar and bait comes across that, they can sit in the trough behind it and have a great ambush point. Redfish love the oyster bars because they'll pick at the little crabs and crustaceans on the oyster bar. So that works for the redfish. So it's just a great part of the Florida saltwater estuaries. Always a good place to start looking for fish around the oyster bars.
What I'm doing, we've changed areas. The tide's laid out. We're on this real shallow flat. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to put on the top water, get the KVD out and see what we can do. I'm going to put on this little chrome and get a lot of flash on that. I think that'll work. I'm going to give it a whirl and see anyway.
That's a nice blowfish there, Lee.
Why do they call them blowfish, Lee? Oh, there we go, got one. Oh, I don't know what it is, but buddy, he inhaled it. I think it's a lizardfish.
Dude.
That is a monster lizardfish, bro. Well, you know, the trolling motor broke this morning.
You know we're bad luck.
You know we're bad lugging it. But I tell you what, man, that is the biggest. I'm really excited about that guy. Now, I tell
Billy's
you what.
going to his favorite taxidermist to get his
Dude, I tell you what, that's
mounted.
got to be a record, dude. That has got to be the record lizardfish. He'd be just right for a hot dog bun if you wanted to eat him. Just let him go though. See you, pal. You can be the puffer and I'll be the lizard king. How about that? Yeah.
Yep.
Big flounder.
Nice big old flounder. Look at this guy.
Nice flounder.
Oh,
look
dude,
at
I
that,
want-
dude.
Dude, that is such.
That's a
Oh,
nice
dude.
flounder.
Nice flounder.
That's a good Tampa Bay flounder right there.
Dude,
Wow,
I
look
tell
at
you
that.
what.
That sandy bottom, man. That hard
sir.
bottom. They like it.
You know what, Mike? I know what you're going to do with that fish, and a lot of our viewers are getting ready to get very cross with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. But that's a good flounder there. Wow.
They are very tasty. That's a good table fare there. And good job, big guy.
Gang, while we keep chasing fish, why don't you take a look at what Billy and I do each and every weekend? Kind of where we got our start in the fishing media business, doing some radio. Check it out. We are in the Clear Channel building here in Tampa, Florida. Billy and I have been doing radio since, I guess we've been doing it for about 10, 11 years now, over a decade. Most charter captains really enjoy helping people catch more fish. And I think radio gave Billy and I an opportunity to do that early on, for me, very early on in my charter captain career. And that kind of drove us on the media side, kind of led us to the TV show and all that great stuff. We brought in a great local captain, Captain Glenn Taylor, which is one of the nice things about, you know, having multiple mics in the studio. You're able to bring a lot of talented fishermen in to help the listeners, the recreational anglers, catch more fish. It's a lot of fun. It's really neat when you get behind the scenes and see how all this stuff is put together. The opportunity to touch base with the recreational angler on a weekly basis is I think what really, you know, pulls me into these studios at 5 o'clock on every weekend morning.
Guys, I like Bud Lights just as much as the next guy, just as much as the next red-blooded American sportsman, but I don't like them in the water. That's pretty lame right there. I mean, this boat is loaded with hatches. It's loaded with places to put trash. Keep your trash in your boat. If you don't have a way to keep it blown out, put it in the hatch. And if you do see something, do something that my good friend Capt.Lee Blick here is doing. Just pick it up, put it out, throw it away where it belongs. I mean, you know, this is a great resource that we want, and keeping it clean is paramount to having a great, productive fishery. So if you see some trash that some numbskull threw out in the water, or maybe it wasn't a numbskull, maybe it happens. You're going to lose it from time to time. So just pick it up. It's no big deal. Just pick it up, throw it away later. It'll make for a better fishery and a better place for all of us. Guys, the tide's played out on us. It's a little slow. We've run out here to one of the main spans of the one of the bridges. I believe this was the Howard Franklin we're on. And I want to flip around these and just see if there's some trout around it, maybe a sheephead, maybe even a pompano. We'll flip it and see what we can do, try some live shrimp, see what we can get after up here.
What we're gonna do here is, instead of totally re-rigging, we just took our jig head from the plastics we were using on the flat earlier in a live shrimp. All I'm gonna do is just tail hook him right through the back like so. So he sits on there just like that. We're just gonna send it right down that way and see if we can score. Little jack or some big pinfish.
Sweet, bro.
The size of that pinfish.
That's a filleter there, pal.
Look at the size of that pinfish, dude.
Wow. Look how blue his
Dad be
fins
happy
are.
now, boy. Hey, Billy,
Do what?
your
Look.
dad be happy now.
Oh, my dad would not let that guy go. Daddy
the
had him
size
played
of
up
that
on a plate.
Yeah,
That
size
might be
of
the biggest pinfish I've ever caught.
Dude, I tell you what, that's near record size, pal. And I mean, dude, that'd be a tasty morsel there.
He whacked it too.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'd like to give a special thanks to my good friend, Capt.Lee Blick. Lee, great day on the water, man. It was a lot of fun.
Pretty day.
Dude, it's December and I'm sweating, bro.
I know.
It's nice.
Tough day on the water. We caught some flounder. We caught some trout. I mean, you know, it's all good.
Major big pinfish.
Major big pinfish. That's
World
right.
records.
World record
lizard
lizardfish. Well, you know, you're going to have days like that. You know, it was a lot of fun. The thing about it is, Phil Duggar said it best, fish is like golf. You don't have to eat the ball to have a good time. Dude, I had a blast out cutting up with you guys. It was a lot of fun on the water, the whole camaraderie of the thing and all. It was great.
Some days are just like that.
That's the way it is. It's
You
called
guys,
fishing.
you guys want to book a trip and come do this? Give us a call at 1-866-GAME-FISH for more great fishing info. You can log on to the website, realanimalsfishingteam.com. Remember, you can follow Billy and I on Facebook at Facebook/RealAnimals. And until next week,
Do yourself a favor and take a kid fishing. Man, look how tight he is. Now watch him, kids. This is really, really cool here. You ready, Stevie boy? Joom.